How long have you been in Rank and Rant so far?
It's maybe been like a month and a half, maybe, I want to say.
All right, so you hit the ground running. You just joined and started hauling and hooking right away.
I've got a background in, like web development, stuff like that. So I already had templates ready to go. So I could just kind of like push them online. I'm very good with SEO. So
Hmm.
really the only thing I needed to do was kind of get the script down and figure out how to get the Google ads running. Because at first I got suspended probably like 3 times. And I would call them. They said not to really call, but I would call them, and you get connected to this person, get connected to that person, and they ended up getting me unsuspended like within a couple of days. So I would probably say I was running ads for maybe like a week and a half before I ended up getting that deal. Because when I finally got unsuspended, I was like, all right, I'm getting leads in. I want to, get this going. So I called just a bunch of people. But he was actually the deal that I got was the sixth person I called. He didn't answer, but I left a voicemail, and then he left me a voicemail through CallRail, and he was like, hey, I thought you were spam, but I just read this, just heard the voice message, and it was you. So just give me a call back. I ended up getting in contact, and I could tell just from talking to him though, he was not a very good partner. He was a nice guy, but he was an older guy. He always took Fridays off. He had a smaller company. Definitely not the best signs for someone you want. He was going through the process though. I was like, it's the first deal, whatever. Yeah, no, I got him signed up. I want to make an SOP for when I onboard someone, I need to do these things because I want to walk them through how to use CallRail a little bit more. I walked him through how to do it, but he's an older guy, and a lot of the clients that we're going to sign on aren't going to be the most tech savvy. So I need to hold hands a bit more and be kind of a bit more annoying, I guess, when it comes to
Yes.
onboarding them.
So you
Oh, go on.
onboarded the guy. Some of the leads fell through the cracks. So you think that was kind of like a determining factor why he bailed?
Essentially, yeah. I think that it was mainly just he didn't contact the leads. He wasn't very hungry. Like I said, he likes to take Fridays off, so he's not really the most driven person. But that'd be the main reason why. Yeah, the
Did
leads
he
just
run
fell through the cracks.
ads?
He just didn't answer. Did he run ads? He did not. I started on the bottom of my list. I didn't want to touch the leads with ads until I got the script down. But yeah, he was like, I was working my way up the list, and he was one of the first people I called. So
That's great. The fact that you sold someone who doesn't even run ads and you did that within a month of joining, that is a great green flag. That is a green flag. So you're definitely putting your ducks in the right order. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. The fact that you close someone who doesn't even believe in paying for leads is a great start. So I can only imagine once you get to the ones that pay for Angie and Thumbtack and Google Ads, the amount of traction that you will generate. That's awesome, man. I don't think I've closed a lead gen deal for like months after I joined. I remember it was probably 8 or 9 months.
it's
More.
harder.
Yeah, I close more ancillary services to lead gen than actual lead gen for the longest
Oh
time.
yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
harder if you don't
that's
have a
awesome, man.
background in these types of things. It's harder coming from any other type of industry. If you don't know anything about like DNS settings and websites, and there's a whole different barrier you kind of go through. So if you didn't come from a background like that, that's probably most of the reason why I would say.
Sure, absolutely. The technical stuff, it can be a hard step to go through, but I mean, we have everything in the training, thank God, right?
Right. Yeah.
But at the same time, I agree with you because I figured out a way to outsource that stuff as soon as I could. Yes, I did deal with building ugly sites myself and hooking them up and going through the trial and error. And you hook it up and you go back and it's not propagating, it's not live, and you go back. So it's kind of a headache. And I kind
Mhm.
of went through that and managed to do it successfully. But as soon as I had the opportunity to outsource it, I did that. Like I got a web developer person and they just deal with all that stuff. But I like that
Oh
you
yeah.
were able to determine some of the red flags that this guy had. I say all the time, my gut is always right. Like when your gut tells you something about a business owner, like, I don't know about him. You sounded a little weird on the phone. You should take that into
Right.
consideration, even though it's just a
There was
hunch.
that too.
Yeah.
I did a couple live transfers with him, and the guy. I have to do sales for my own company. I don't really consider myself a salesman at all, but when I got him on the phone with the live transfer, the girl's trying to get off the phone like 3 times. He's like, "Well, anyway, yeah, I would take this machine and I'd run it in the backyard, and I'd do this. I gotta make sure I don't hit these things. So you should be good with it." He's like just explaining She's like, "Just give me a quote." Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. She's like, she's trying to get off the phone, and he's just like this guy's not gonna close very many deals, 'cause I don't know. He's just over explaining, and I should have went with my gut and just moved on. But I was like, he seems really on, so I'm gonna go for
You
it.
know, it's great practice.
But I
It's
should have
great
listened.
practice. Yeah, sometimes I feel the exact same way. And you're right. The guy on the phone should not just be tripwiring himself every question he gets from the customer. Well, let me explain to
Yeah.
you the whole process and spend 5 minutes on the phone. No, that's not what you're doing. You're selling, you're gathering information, offering a solution, and getting paid. So yeah, definitely a red flag there. And I would even mention it to them like, hey, I noticed that on the phone you do that. So that way it puts you on a pedestal
I should have done that. Yeah.
or it it breaks off this whole thing. If he gets offended, fine, get
Yep.
offended. Bye. You're not a salesperson. If I'm explaining to you, hey man, you're leaving a lot on the table by being chatty on the phone, and they take it the
Yep.
wrong way, then yeah.
She even said she just wanted to get estimates and things like that. And he's just like talking and talking and talking.
You hit the nail on the head there. Like, you absolutely have to take that into consideration when you're listening to the calls, and you have to literally take it into consideration, not just like, he just sounded a little off, but he'll probably do well. No, you got to address it, or at
Yeah.
least have it in the back of your head. Like, this guy is not the best. Let me go and maybe hook another guy as a backup, that kind of thing.